In the lush land of Umuse, where the forest whispered old secrets and the river sang lullabies at dusk, lived a gentle maiden named Nneka. Her skin glowed like the first light of dawn, her voice soothed the smallest child, and her laughter danced like fireflies among the reeds. When her mother passed under the udala tree, a sorrow filled the house of Nneka's father, Uzo. To heal his heart, he remarried a woman named Mama Uju, proud and cunning. With her came 2 daughters, Ada, sharp of tongue, and Chika, whose laugh could wound. From the day they arrived, the house changed. Where once there was warmth, there came command. Where once there was light, they brought shadow. Nneka was made to rise before the roosters, fetch icy water from the stream, pound yams until her hands trembled, sweep dust from dreaming corners, while her stepsisters lounged in silk and gold. Still, Nneka kept a secret. Each night, under the single candle she was allowed, she whispered to the stars, "If only the world would see my heart." News traveled like lightning that the prince of the Moon Kingdom, Prince Omok, was seeking a bride, someone whose spirit would spark the seasons and whose dance would awaken the ancient drums. A festival was announced under the silver full moon, and all young maidens were invited. Mama Uju dressed Ada and Chika in the finest wrappers, jeweled hair clips and perfumed oils. But to Nneka she said, "Go and scrub the floors. The prince doesn't seek a kitchen maid." Late that night, in shadows, Nneka pressed her forehead to the cold clay floor and wept. Suddenly, a figure appeared, an old woman with eyes like molten amber and hair like spun dusk. "Why do you weep, child of quiet strength?" she asked. Nneka raised her tear-glazed eyes. "I am invisible," she said. The old woman sighed, then smiled. "Rest now," she whispered, "and when the moon climbs highest, you shall rise." With a clap, the charcoal walls glowed gold, and Nneka's torn dress became a robe of silver thread, her slippers beaded with starlight. "Come," the woman urged, "but remember, when the 7th drum beats, you must be gone." That night, at the grand palace of the Moon Kingdom, the courtyard rang with laughter, drums, and torchlight. The prince watched as maidens glided, but his gaze froze on one who seemed both moonbeam and flame, Nneka. She danced across the marble floor, her feet whispering secrets to the stones. The gods paused their battles, the river held its breath. The air felt still, alive. When at last the band struck the 7th drum, Nneka bowed and vanished, leaving behind a single slipper of moonlight. Prince Omok searched the kingdom, high hills and deep gorges, until he came to Umuse. There, in the ashes of the heart, he found Nneka, sweeping and silent. The slipper fit only her, and when she looked into his eyes, she did not see pity, she saw invitation. The king crowned her bride under the same full moon that he had first watched her dance. But the story does not end with golden crowns and silk robes. For Mama Uju and her daughters, shame became a wound that festered. They conspired with an old spirit of the forest, Ikolo the Whisperer, whose rage had been ignored, spilled into storms and pests. The Moon Kingdom's harvest failed. The rivers ran dark. Nneka's new stepmother, Ada, poisoned a well. She hid hairpins in Nneka's bed. Chika burned the robe of moonlight slippers. Our heroine sensed the malice, but she ruled with grace, though the kingdom suffered. Prince Omok sought wise counsel in the Council of Stars. They told him, "The root of the curse lies not outside, it lies within the shadows of forgotten hearts." Nneka and Omok ventured into the forest at dawn. With the old woman's blessing, they crossed rivers, climbed cliffs where eagles nested, and visited the ancient stone of voices where the spirits slept. There, Nneka faced trials. She freed a captured moonhawk, healed a wounded tree giant, and forgave the spirit of a fallen warrior. Each act shed a chain of bitterness, each kindness untied one knot of the curse. At last they reached the Whisperer's cave. Ikolo roared storms. Lightning struck. But Nneka, calm as the full moon above, held out her hand. "I forgive your shadows," she said. "And I release your pain." The cave trembled. Winds died. A gentle hush filled the forest. The curse lifted. When Nneka returned, the harvest bloomed, rivers cleared, and laughter filled the palace halls. She forgave Mama Uju and her daughters, not because they didn't hurt her, but because she refused to carry the blade of anger for years. She declared a festival of stars each year, where children danced under lanterns shaped like moon sleepers. The lesson echoed far. Asterisk, the brightest crown is forgiveness. Asterisk Mora asterisk. True power lies not in revenge, but in mercy. And when one heart glows with kindness, even the darkest forest bows.